Welcome to the Sci-Fi Center, the place to be, where comic books and wrestling collide magically. Movies, TV shows, and pop culture we share. Get ready to rock, we're here to take you there. From superheroes to aliens in outer space, we've got the latest news and reviews in our embrace. Turn on your screen, let the neon lights glow. We'll take you back to the 80s. Let's rock and roll. Sci-Fi Center, where the legends come alive. Get ready to geek out, let your imagination fly. We're diving into the past with a touch of modern flair. Sci-Fi Center, the ultimate pop culture lair.
Welcome back. Ooh. Oh, okay. That's a weird background. That background freaked me out because I can see me holding up the comic behind me. Welcome back. Welcome back to Sunday. I hope you guys enjoyed Doom Prophecy. I think the show's, I'm going to need a little bit more of a runway to take off with this show, but I see the potential there. There's a lot of groundwork that they laid out in Dune. One of the reasons why I was worried about Dune as a film when it first came out is because it's a complex IP that a lot of people just aren't going to give it time of day. The way Denis Villeneuve put it together, though, he made it so where anybody could walk up to the show, and as long as you knew basic political intrigue, you were good with it. With Doom Prophecy, it's going to be a little bit different. I don't think you'll be able to walk up and just have a basic understanding of political intrigue and be able to get onto this show. I think you might have to do a little bit of homework, but that's fine. Other than that, I mean, I know the genre and I know the IP, but I could feel myself like, wow, they're going into the abstract. They're going deep into the weeds with some of this. But it was a good first episode. It's just going to take me a little bit more to really make a connection with it. And I fear that there are others who, because this is not presented in the same way that Dune Part 1 and Part 2 is. It's not basic. It is complex. And there are a lot of names in there that if you know the IP, you'll be familiar with them. If you're paying attention to the first two movies, there are a lot of names that pop up in here, but there's different circumstances in regards to this story. It's done beautifully, though. The special effects are great. They spent the money. So thank you guys that were here earlier today watching that with us. And those of you who've been with us since Friday when we got this weekend kicked off with that thing that posed as a fight, for Netflix, that was 5 hours. A lot of you enjoyed that. I've been getting a lot of good feedback on that. And now here we are. By the time that this is over with, you guys will know how you can get one of these. This is Absolute Batman #1, but the Noir edition. You'll see it right there in the cover. The difference, obviously, between this and this one right here is that it is done completely in black and white, but from the cover all the way to the back. So one of you is going to win one on, by contributing and participating in this stream. And the other one will do it. I will specifically give another copy away to someone who ends up having to watch the show later on at a decent hour. So what I want you guys to do right now, those of you who are watching this stream right now, you are going to send me an email to this email address, which is basically my business one, contact@thescificenter.com. There you go. Contact at the sci-fi. All right. And I will pick a winner out of that, out of those emails, randomly out of those emails. I will have a different way towards the end of the show for those of you who are watching on the replay. and later on, I will have a different. You do not have to be local in Las Vegas to get this. I will send this to you, so you can be any one of our viewers, all over and participate in this. So right now, if you're watching me live, send an email to contact@sci-fi center.com with your real name. Oops, hold on for a second. Yeah, with your real name and the address you would like to be shipped to if you indeed end up winning. Hold on. Allergies. All right. So I think Brad's coming on late. So yeah, it's like I said, we've already gone over this book, but like there is no different. The story is the same, but it's like I said, it's a variant cover and it's a black and white, not just variant cover, variant story. The entire story. I like the colors, so I'm a color guy, but this is cool. This is just another way to get people excited about this. So one of you guys watching right now are going to win, and one of you guys who are watching later on are going to win too. So I want to make it, because we get a lot of views from people who cannot watch live. So I really want to put them in on it too. All right, let's say hi, Clinton is Duck. Yeah, I saw your Twitter DM. What Rational was talking about. He had a back and forth with a gentleman who said it's all James Gunn. There's not going to be any studio interference, from WB Pictures, and the only person that can jump in is Zaslav. Rational responded to that person, but the board of directors and things like that, and that person didn't seem to understand that concept. So I'll lay it out here. David Zaslav indeed has a boss. David Zaslav has people that can fire him. Yes, he is the chief executive officer. He is in charge of the day-to-day operations of Warner Brothers Discovery, which includes Warner Brothers Pictures. However, just like with any corporation, public corporation, there is a board. There are board members who are direct representatives of the stockholders. They are stockholders themselves, but they are voted onto these and appointed onto these by them. There is also a chairman of the board. If the board, for whatever reason, wasn't satisfied with what's going on, they can call a vote. They can call a vote, and if the vote is thumbs down on Zaslav, then Zaslav's gone. That's just how it works. Now, there are companies where the chairman of the board and CEO are the same guy. That's not the case here. There is Samuel Piazza, I believe his name is the chairman of the board. And if you go on Warner Brothers leadership and look up the board members, those are all people who have a vote on behalf of the stockholders, because it's a publicly traded company. So if the people who are invested in the company aren't happy at any given time, they can call a vote. They can call a vote. And if, the vote, that's why every time a CEO has to make his case to the stockholders at all times. The chairman of the board, they can literally call it. The majority of the stockholders or their representatives decides, you know what, we need a change, then there's a change. That's all there is to it. That's why I always say, people try to simplify it. James Gunn is the head of DC Studios. That is a sub faction within Warner Brothers Discovery. It is answerable directly to David Zaslav. Operationally, there's only one guy, but functionality-wise, there are other people. There are a bunch of people, that can vote him out, that can replace him. In any corporation you ever look at, that's the case. It doesn't happen often, but like I said, there have been times where it does happen. CEOs, they get severance packages, and the company, they have to compensate that person. Like I said, I don't think David Zaslav is getting fired anytime soon or tomorrow. I think he'll retire. But when people say, they try to simplify the corporate structure, no. James Gunn has like 3 levels of people above him that he has David Zaslav, he has a chairman of the board, and then he has the stockholders themselves. And if the stockholders, for whatever reason, don't think that they're getting the proper return on their investment, they can hold a vote and he would be gone. Now, I'm not saying that that's imminent or that's happening or that's, but Rational showed me a tweet, and it seems a lot of people going, that get on the internet do not understand everybody's got a boss. The CEO, the chief executive officer, is the person who executes the plan. He executes the day-to-day operations for that particular company. But when it's a publicly held company, you have board members. You have chairman of the board. Those people are who empower you as a CEO, especially a publicly traded company like Warner Brothers Discovery is. Now he was right in his tweet in regards to Warner Brothers Pictures may not have, because DC Studios is no longer a division. It's a equal division. Warner Brothers Pictures answers his ass off, and so does DC Studios. But all those guys have bosses. Their bosses are when you go to Google's WBD leadership, and you'll see all of David Zaslav's bosses, including one in particular. Like I said, Samuel Piazza is the chairman of the board. He was elected chairman of the board. He can call a vote at any time, and if, depending on what it is, if there were another merger, or if there was anything else, or they were decided to acquire anything, Zaslav can initiate that, but he has to go back to the board to get that voted on. Same way when Discovery acquired Warner Brothers, he had to go to a board member. He initiated it, he orchestrated it, but he couldn't have done it without the votes of his shareholders and his board, So yeah, I saw that tweet, Rational, and that's why I typed back to you. Did that person really type that? I can't believe that and there's people working for credible outlets and that have thousands and thousands of followers that spread this horse shit. And it's like, Google is free. Last I looked, you don't get charged for using Google. All you have to do is Google, can a CEO be fired? That's all you have to do. And it shows you in no uncertain terms on all kinds of different levels and different places and different sources. The answer is yes. I don't see why this is ever even a question. But you get people who pick their guy and they want to empower their guy and say, well, James Gunn can't be touched. You guys need to leave James Gunn. Listen, I like the guy, but it doesn't change corporate structure. If for some reason Superman doesn't make the money and that Zaslav promised those people it can make, if he indeed promised them a certain level, those people are going to be like, you know what, this isn't working out. And that's it. So yeah, Rational, thank you. Yeah, that was entertaining. That was very entertaining. Man, this ticket I bought up. Clinton's on his airline. Hello, Aaron. How are you doing? Yeah, like I said, there you go. If you're watching me right now, this is what's the link? It's my email address. That is something that they left. That, like I said, hiring a guy like that, they don't necessarily have to vote on. That is one of the powers of a CEO. Once you empower a guy, you don't necessarily micromanage him until you feel that. Usually, when guys get ousted like that, it's because the returns on the investment aren't what the people who are fronting the money want to, are looking for. So if the company needs to pull in $20 billion and you pulled in $8 billion, then that's their money. Everybody on that board is invested in the company. Their money ebbs and flows with your decision making. I don't see him getting much resistance from hiring Gunn. So no, I don't. That's not something you would vote on. Things you would be voting on is if you wanted to merge with another company, or if you wanted to sell. Like if you say, for instance, he wanted to sell off a piece of Warner Brothers. He himself could not do that. The board would have to vote on that. He could initiate it. He could put it to the board for a vote. And 9 times out of 10, when your CEO puts something, you put him there for a reason. You trust him. But if it got drastic to the point where he's doing something that could like lessen the value of the remainder of the company, that's got to be voted on. That's not something that can be, that's something that he can arbitrarily do, or any CEO can do. So let's see. How can you? I just put the email in there, Chuck. You just email me at that, and if you're the winner, I'll email you back. Let's see. All right. How you doing, Azteca? Hello, Taladia. All right. So, what is there left? What did we leave off the table tonight? I think we covered a lot. I think we covered a lot in depth. I just finished watching this game where this clown missed 2 field goals and ended up costing the Bengals a win. Uh, my fantasy football did great today because I had the entire front line of the Detroit Tigers. Um, I had Jared Goff. I had Amon Rice. I had the defense for Detroit. Those 2 guys together on their own gave me like 60 points, so I'm happy there. Um, I'm still jonesing for more baseball. I'll have to wait till obviously February, spring training, and then I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try my damnedest to get out to Dodger Stadium for opening day to get one of those rings that they're gonna be handing out. Other than that, today was a pretty stable day. Like I said, Dune was a big thing. No wrestling was on today. I didn't get consumed like that. Allergies are destroying me, but basically, I spent the day at the store just getting ready for Black Friday, getting all the merchandise and packaging it up and getting it ready for gifts. The storefront is open. I have not uploaded the newest wave of merchandise that's going on there. I'll do that after this show. But right now, in the description, if you the very top thing on the description, you can click on things like that. I am going to be very hesitant to put comics on there because my inventory in store goes too quick to be able to hold back things like that. There will be certain comics that I'll have on there that don't move as fast as because of their price, like certain variant covers, signature covers, things like that. That like something like this, um, X-Men, signed by Art Adams, something like that. I would put on there because that's not regular shelf merchandise. But when it comes to like the absolute books, I'm going to be I'll put some on there, but I'm going to be very hesitant because the walkthrough, I don't want to deny the walkthrough customers certain inventory. So I'm going to be really careful when it comes to putting certain comics on there. As my supply chain gets more reliable, and I can count on getting a set amount of books certain times, depending on what the print run is. Then we'll start adding comics to the online store. But for the most part, it's going to be the novelty stuff, the gift stuff, the Funkos, certain magazines, certain comics, um, plushies, figures, toys, things like that will be on the store. And I should have that 100% loaded up and updated with the next batch over the next couple of days. The only thing that, like I said, I'm trying to get added to it is the shipping cost estimator because we have people requesting merchandise from us from all over the world. I have people who want the English version of comics that are in English because where they got them, they printed them in their language. In English, it's collected them. So there's a lot of stuff I'm adding to that. But like I said, the shipping and handling, the predictor, I need that because that gets added into the price. I don't want somebody to buy a heavy graphic novel and then be shocked because the price. I don't want to use Shopify because they're too expensive. Our website has it embedded in it, so I'm just trying to get that to work. I have an appointment tomorrow, a virtual appointment to get it launched the way I want to get it launched, and then gift cards and all that kind of stuff. So you'll be able to buy virtual gift cards. And like I said, you don't have to be here in Vegas. You'll be able to use those virtual gift cards on the site. They're already up there. You just can't see them yet. So, Rialto, California. I used to live there. I used to literally live right around the corner from Eisenhower High School. Let's see. Who's playing? What is Oh, Houston at Dallas. Yeah, Dallas is cooked. Dallas is done. Yeah, unfortunately for you starheads out there. Geez. Like I said, allergies have gotten the better of me today. So, all right. You check the email. Hold on. I'm gonna check my email. Make sure that I put out the right one for you guys. I think I just got an email from somebody. I think I just heard Brad scruffle in. I don't have you.
Oh, I was hoping you'd look up and it startled you.
No, I can always hear when somebody comes in for some reason. It just makes it breaks. It's the system breaks the silence. So that's why I always know who it is. If I'm the only one on the screen, then it'll do that. If there's a bunch of people, then I can't tell. All right, so hello, Larry, Music Man, what's going on? So yeah, I've already gone over the contest, so I'm just waiting on emails, and at the end of the show, I'll let you guys know who won. And then, like I said, by the end of the show, I will let the people who are watching later know how you can get your copy. I have 2 copies: Ultimate Batman #1, Noir edition, black and white, front and back, and all the pages, everything inside is black and white. So it's not just a variant cover; it's a variant version of the printing completely. So got 2 of those. One will go to a lucky watcher today at the end of the show, and the other one will go out. And like I said, just when you email me your real name and your address that you would like to get it sent to, if indeed you are the winner, and then it'll be. I'll try to get it out to you before the end of the week. All right, so now it's just open Q&A. Like I said, I haven't been able to do a Sunday night live stream in so long because all that entire time was eaten up by Penguin. Since I was able to get June out of the way today, I figured I want to get back to normal. I really like wrapping up my week, and rolling into the next one. And then the next week after that, it's Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving, and after that, it's the holiday season, Black Friday, the whole deal. I mean, I haven't decided what I know what I want to do. I'm going to be here like 15, 16 hours on Black Friday. I'll be on and off stream, but I will be definitely here on Black Friday. I know Thanksgiving Day. At some point during the day, we will do Thanksgiving, the actual movie. I don't know what my exact plans, what the family are going to be. I know we're going to be, eating. A lot of times they just bring me food down because they know I'm a workaholic. But I might want to spend some time out, out there just hanging out, relaxing. But I don't know how to relax, so I'll most likely either end up here or I'll end up at the house doing that Thanksgiving stream. I know I want to do we need to do our AFSP stream at some point during that time too, because it's been a year since we launched that campaign, and it would be really cool before the end of the year to hit 20 grand. So I'll work on that. What else I got? No, just like I said, keep an eye on the sci-fi-centers.com/shop, and then you'll see, like I said, I'm in the process. We got like 300 Funkos I'm looking at right now. I'm gonna probably put just a half of those on there because, like I said, shipping Funkos gets kind of pricey, and so but like I said, we'll have gift coupons, we'll have discount codes that'll be exclusively on the show. Like I said, let me show you guys right now where it's at. Like this is not the updated version of it, and some of the stuff has been deleted simply because of it's sold. So when you click on certain things, you won't be able to get it yet because I'm in the process of updating everything else. So let's bring this up. So it's real simple. So yeah, there's certain things that I do want upgraded though, because I want to make it easy for somebody. I want you to be able to buy something from your phone. Let's see, what are we doing here? Cancel. I really hate StreamYard sometimes. Come on. Cancel. Share screen. Here we go. All right, so there's what's currently on there now. This is just some of the stuff. The upload should probably hit up there by midnight, and like some of the Funkos, like there you go. Quick view. And it's that easy, and then it has inventory control. If you want to buy that framed Star Trek First Contact movie poster, 36 by 48, all the descriptions are in there too, by the way. So if you need measurements or it's question and answer, and then for those of you who if the answer the answer's not there in the description, you can always there's a contact tab. It goes right to my phone. Let's see what else I got on here. You want R2D2 giant R2D2 Pez dispenser? Here you go.
Oh,
Who doesn't need one?
Oh, you. You already pull up our Rational Skeptics. Let me pull this up. I have sign up links.
I just thought we is that the one I began the show with that.
Oh, okay.
The things that because the corporate structure. He was going in a Twitter war, or not a Twitter war, but a back and forth with a guy who didn't seem to understand. The
concept of screeners.
Well, no, the concept of which one are you looking at? The concept of CEO, if a CEO can be fired, things like that.
Which they can.
They can. I mean, I don't know why it was even, but he was arguing with a guy who seemed to be on a platform that should probably know better. There's your Barbie. That's a Barbie, but it's Spock.
Okay.
There's my Blade Runner Funko Pops. There's Baby Yoda.
Baby sis.
That just sounds weird. You calling her that? I just something's
weird
about
that.
I
it's
don't
like
know why.
we've established, for those of you who don't know, it's like we've established on the show. With Aaron and I, we're almost exactly the same age. We look so much alike. We're into the exact same things. We're both martial arts nerds. We've established a timeline where it's like one of our parents, either my father went to Australia, or her mother came to America, or some combination thereof. And it's like, and there you go.
It's getting creepier by the explanation.
We're gonna get that DNA test.
All right,
before the year wraps up, and it's like we're gonna prove it on air.
Let's not. Hannibal Lecter Funko Pop for those of you serial killer fans. I mean, I got all kinds of stuff on there, but this is not everything. This is just some of the stuff that was already uploaded when we reformatted the store. So, all right, so let's hit the chat. See what anybody. This is where we wrap up the weekend. So this is not going to be a show that's going to be on there forever. I just basically wanted to give away some comics and just anything that in our infinite hours of streaming over the last 4 or 5 days that you guys didn't get, any questions you didn't get asked, this is the time.
Two-Face's Joker.
Okay, that
once again, silhouette, no green hair visible, very obviously burned face.
Okay. Rational, do not do this. Do not do this. The answer is you don't. If you have links to film studios, I'm almost certain, unless somebody can correct me, that those links are meant and exclusive for you, and that they do not want them distributed. Do not share those. We can get ours, but don't share those other people, because as soon as that person clicks on that link that was personalized for you and your email and everything else, it's going to raise a red flag. And if they had some type of rules to where this screener was only for you, it's going to pop up. And they're going to not only are they going to know that person wasn't authorized to see it, they're going to know who gave it to them. So don't do that.
And that's why they have, for anybody who is familiar with screeners, that's why, specifically with digital screeners, that's why when they send them to you, they have watermarks on them. So if you watch one, it'll like all the time when I get a press screener, when I watch it, it'll have like my name, it'll have my email address. Like or William, like we got Twilight of the Gods, same thing. And it does that. So it's like if it leaks, then they know who it leaked from.
Yeah, and plus, like I said, there's a URL. Also, when they used to do the hard ones, when they used to send you the DVDs and stuff like that, there was a embed code that was in there, and there was in some instances, once you popped it into your computer, back when computers had CD-ROMs and all that, it would prompt the key that you had to get to make it work. So yeah, they are really. So no, yeah, we thank you for, if you wanted to ever share it with me, I appreciate it, but don't do that. You might certain studios will blacklist you. You don't want to do that. So if you want to keep your connections good. But thank you for the $5 super chat. Thank you for the support. You guys have been great this week in the support. And boy, like I said, am I needing it? Because like I said, there's a lot of purchases and stuff I got to do for the store. They raised the price to this motherfucking thing, StreamYard. We remember that Odyssey we went over. And just like I said, there's different stuff I've added that I've had to add to the show. But what the StreamYard price hike was the one that I was like, holy shit. Because I don't know if you guys remember, those bastards doubled that price. And didn't really give you double anything. So when you price hike me, I should be able. When you charge me, and save the dumb joke, Brad. When you charge me,
When I said would save the what?
$15 for a hamburger, right? And then I come in
Oh.
next time. Shut up. Next time I come in and you charge me 30 for it, right? So the $15 one was about this big, right? All right, that's okay. When I come in for the $30 one, this bad boy, I better come in with I may need some special utensils to fit that one down the jaws. And if you come to me with something that anywhere near what you were only charging me 15 for, we're gonna have a problem. And I think StreamYard needs to understand that. I mean, if you're gonna jump the price, the perks need to be like limos, man. But we'll work that out. But yeah, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the support. Everybody dropped one. Even Chappie with a silly movie. I will work with you, Chappie, on that one. Since it's not science fiction, horror, and fantasy, I need to keep it. I need to keep those type of movies where in the flow, that they belong in. So if you're watching, Chap, that's I'll get with you personally on that. But I was only joking. I didn't mean for you to actually do it. But yeah, them boys are gonna get smashed tomorrow. What do I go to get my? I have them made. Yeah, these are made. I had these. I had 5. Actually, no, I had 30 of them made originally for back in 2019 when we all went to go see the original Shazam. So we were all wearing this, and I just, it was just a clean shirt at the time. I would get them washed and everything else, and I would just throw these on, and it just became easier for people to spot me when we do screenings, when we did events, where I needed to be spotted so that the people, at the event that are arriving know that they're in the right spot. And it just became a beacon. And then I started to, put the logo, and now it's just a company shirt. So I get them made. There's a lady here in town. She has her own press screen. They glow in the dark. This one, I don't know if this one does, but the original ones I have and some of the other ones I have, the actual lightning bolt glows in the dark. So when they turn the lights out, for when we were first seeing the first Shazam, all you could see was all of our bolts glowing in the dark. So it was kind of cool. But yeah, I have them made for it. And no, I cannot have them on the storefront, I believe, because it's a copyright violation. If I sell them like that, if I'm just wearing them, or if I'm doing them for a promo, like when we did for Shazam, that's fine because I'm promoting a Warner Brothers property. If I sell them, there's no size I can do this where it wouldn't be a copyright infringement. I could alter the bolt. Maybe I could put something in front of it, but then it's not the one. It's not the one I want it to look like. So this particular one, I cannot sell it. I know other YouTubers make shirts like that, make shirts almost identical. Big difference with me is I'm a retailer. I sell the product. That's a conflict of interest. And I partner with the studio that owns this logo. So for me, yeah. And they're on our page a lot. They're on this channel a lot. But yeah, I can, like I said, next time you're out, I'll just give you one, dude. All right.
Some people believe that Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight. Yeah, I mean, that's
what? It might, like it said, there may have been, I don't know if rigged was one thing. I think there was a mandate. I don't think the mission was for either man to dominate each other or to knock each other out. I think there was to create a spectacle, and get as much as you could get out of the situation and make a lot of money, and all missions were accomplished. I don't know if it's rigged or if there was a directive like, we don't do this and don't do this. The fact that they were using lighter gloves and bigger gloves, and the ring was as big as my parking lot here in the commercial center.
Well, and the fact that Tyson threw fewer than 100 punches the whole fight.
Yeah, well, Tyson doesn't need to throw a lot of punches. Tyson is historically a low punch count because his punches were really effective. So that's how he fights. But like I said, I think that they were both told, let's kind of do this, but nobody wins. If Jake Paul would have knocked him out, Jake Paul the next morning, there are already memes out here with him fighting like, the skeleton of Muhammad Ali and like all kinds of stuff. So he wasn't going to win either way. So if he'd have knocked him out, doesn't do his brand any good. Mike Tyson getting knocked out doesn't do his brand any good. A lot of people who endeared themselves to boxing really consider Mike Tyson a godlike deity. So that wasn't going to be a good look. So if they had to do something to make it to meet in the middle, I didn't mind. All that other shit there that they could have fixed that, but now we're just being stupid. You and these pants, dude, you're just really. I'm trying to get. I don't care where you put them. I am getting one made of me. The Nerd Queens, not Nana, but Cole. Cole from the Nerd Queens is supposed to be making one of me. And
how've they been? I haven't seen them around much lately.
Yeah, it's actually it's gonna have me. I'll be wearing this shirt, and I'm gonna have my big gold championship belt, my Ric Flair belt, over my shoulder, and a frappuccino at my feet or in my hand. So yeah, I'm trying to get them to make it for me. And when I do, I want a tin. I want a small one and I want a big one, because at the studio, when I rebuild that, I want to have that kind of stuff in front of me, and I want to be sitting much higher than you usually see me when I'm at the store, where I'm at the level. This camera, the Logitech that I'm using right now, I have the same at the house. It's actually going to be further away. So when I start the show there, when I get it set up, it's going to be a wide shot of all my shit. And then I'll hit the stream deck and it'll focus in on me. And if I wanted to come from the side, I'll do that. I'll have all these, like I said, I have extra cameras that I picked up, that I have. Some of them I'm taking to the house right now. And here's a couple of them right here. Just little Logitech ones, not those big, Canon looking ones that are like $500, like something like that, but just a basic Logitech cameras like these right here. This is one of the ones. This one is actually it's gonna go on I have old microphone stands that are like this, but you could screw these microphones onto them, so I can kind of bring the camera in if I want to. But yeah, I want to have all my Funkos. Like, there's gonna be sets of Funkos that I buy that don't come into the store, and I'm gonna have them sitting there. So I want to have my Funko of me front and center next to my belts. All right. Yeah, the pants are too weird. It's always been too weird for it. Always been too weird. Yeah, and that yeah, that I don't need to be in your back. I listen. You want to put a Funko Pop wherever you want to put it, man.
Why don't you create black Cypher Sister t-shirts?
Because red is more of an effective color. Like I said, one of the main reasons I wear it is to stand out. Black blends in, so you can spot in a crowd.
Well, then also
you wouldn't be able to spot.
Well, then also you bear in mind too that William lives in a desert, and black shirts, absorb a lot of sunlight. So
yeah, but it's just made, like I said, red. Like, that's why all stop signs in all countries, no matter where you're at, what language you speak, it's red.
Yeah,
red is the color of the attention getter, and plus Shazam. I mean, it was originally for this Shazam promo. It was originally for the Shazam promos, and this is those were his colors. So had it been Black Adam, we would have done it that way. But it was Shazam, and I did get some made for Black Adam. I did, I gave those away for people to wear there, but I wore this one.
I don't know if this sounds like a hot take, but it's like overall, like out of the three like Shazam character movies, Black Adam's my personal favorite out of them. I don't know if that's a hot take.
Out of those three, Shazam was mine.
Well, yeah, that's why I say I don't know if it's a hot take.
No, there's way more star power in
okay, I guess even if Superman, even had the Superman cameo and what that was setting up. I just really, really, really dug Black Adam.
Yeah, the story in Black Adam wasn't the strongest, whereas in Shazam it was a very powerful story about abandonment, about all kinds of things, about family building. They built a family unit from scraps at the beginning of that movie to something that was cohesive. There's a turning point in that movie. It's probably the most famous scene in Shazam, where he jumps off the terrace or jumps off the rooftop.
After this with his mom, yeah,
after this scene with his mom, and the reason why I love that scene is because that's the line of demarcation. He's saying goodbye to this family that has abandoned him and doesn't want him, and he's turning to face and go rescue the one that always did throughout the movie. So he's he's leaving one family and joining another. And I really did like that movie. The ending was kind of goofy with them all turning into just Captain Marvels, but that's what they did in the comic. And the comic has always been cheesy. I thought they could have done. I thought that Shazam had a lot of potential to do a lot of special things throughout DC, but like I said, with Dr. Mind being in there, for anybody who's read Kingdom Come, as soon as I saw Dr. Mind, I'm like, okay, or Mr. Mind, that would have been cool to see them be able to get into that, but they never did. But
once the thing I really dug about Black Adam was it's a similar thing, what maybe so enamored of BBS is you had the kind of the contrasting philosophies of heroism between Black Adam and the Justice Society, where like Hawkman is very it's a lot more black and white, and kind of his perspective on him. Black Adam is he's more of the mindset of like he's more like the kill them all, like God sort him out sort of a idea.
Well, yeah, he would have been Magog. He would have basically been Magog from
and then of course it's like you can like read all kinds of like there's like kind of like political undertones too, with the idea like like the occupying force of that Intergang represents, and then Black Adam and the JSA represent like two different mindsets of like how to address how does a populace that's kind of under an occupying force, like which philosophy do they gravitate to? Because you see the future ISIS saying the JSA, it's like, I mean, listen, everybody else is like, you tried helping us out. It's like this guy got results in 5 minutes. So it's like Black Adam so much, I think it's a much sharper movie than I think it gets credit for. But even on putting that aside, it's just if you just want to like enjoy it on the level of like superheroes just punching each other, it's like it definitely delivers the goods on that.
Yeah, it has the whole kaiju type name fighting, but I would, out of those three movies, I would put Shazam number one. I would put Black Adam
Fury of
number
the Gods
two.
is definitely the weakest of the three.
Yeah, the only reason it's on there is because there's a third spot. Other than that, I really was disappointed in that movie. I had a little bit of fun with it, but once again, the potential of Shazam is left on the cutting room table, and I don't know if you can ever get that back again, even if you wanted to, because hold on for a second, I gotta fix our sound.
Yeah, well, because I mean, if you do,
well, because he has issues,
it's going to be recast now.
And like I said, once you have to recast that, it's not even worth it. To be honest with you, he's not a big enough character to where it's worth the Shazam. Really, be honest with you, if you're doing proper business, Shazam doesn't get made. As much as I enjoyed Shazam, if you're doing proper business, none of the Shazam movies get made. Not where they were made. Not without a plan for your A-listers. Shazam is a support character, and if you're not consistently working on what that character would be supporting, which is Superman, Batman, Aquaman,
and that's the problem. They tried to turn him into the equivalent of a Superman character. Yeah,
he was a substitute, and at a time nobody really was feeling substitutes. So yeah, that's where I would put those. All right, what are you talking about? Oh, okay. Are you high today, Forrest? I need to know. And in fact, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and assume that you're not right in the head today. Well, and what if WB greenlit another Elseworld project? Would you be up for an adaptation of Absolute Batman? And who would you pick for your star as Batman? Okay, do you guys? I'm not the biggest fan caster in the world, so this is going to just be a hollow casting. I would go with Alan Richardson right now because he's big enough to play this particular version of Batman. And he has that range. As far as to direct it goes, oof, that's another tough one because this is a different type of Batman than any other director has handled. So I could get there's a lot of good directors out there that could do it. It all depends on what kind of tone we're going for too, because I can express to you the tone that is in the pages I'm reading, but how that translates over to motion pictures, now that's where you decide, who's going to direct your movie and who's going to be director of photography, things like that. Obviously obvious names come up. I think this would be perfect for Zack Snyder because no one will be able to fuck with him about a traditional Batman. There's no standard here with this Batman. The standard is the one Scott Snyder's giving you, and this standard has never been done anywhere else.
I mean, he's not standard when his his Batmobile's like takes up like there's. I'm kind of wondering like where does he park?
Well, I would pick him because his license he would have license to do whatever he wants the way he wants, and nobody would be able to say, well, that's not my Batman. Well, neither is this. If you're going to tell me this is your Batman from previous lives, I need to see where those lives were because you're full of shit.
Do you think like how much bigger like the Batmobile in Absolute Batman, like how much bigger is it than the tank in Dark Knight Returns? Because it's bigger than the tank, and the tank is
the tank is a single level. It's literally
this has two stories. I mean this is
it's ridiculous, is what it is.
This is like an entire construction site on wheels.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous, but it's fun to see it. And like I said, it's not there. The Batmobile is not there for functionality. It's there for an effect. This larger than life thing coming out and making everybody under him feel powerless against this big giant thing. That's the kind of thing you do for effect. I don't think that works in a movie because obviously there's just no way it works in a movie. But I see how they did it, and that's what I mean by what kind of tone are you going for? How much of this can you translate into a live action thing? Because a lot of the stuff that he's doing in here is larger than life. It's ridiculous. It's over the top, things that you would really have a hard time visualizing, So, but once again, there's somebody out there that can do it, and I just don't know who it is. That would be my guess would be, Zack Snyder, but there are other people. If you gave me another name besides him, it could probably make sense just as well. Brad Collar, younger sister. I maybe that's what's creeping me out about that. I don't know. The whole thing is just
okay. How about sis? Is that not creep you guys out?
It still does. These are public links. They aren't for me. Oh, if they're public, then I don't know. Then that I don't know how. I don't know.
I have never heard of public screeners, man.
Don't take my advice because I have most of the time screeners are proprietary. Even if I've been offered those, I stay away from because I don't want to get caught up in the chain because you never know who you're going to be dealing with. You may not know who's distributing those links now, but you may be doing business with them later, and you don't want your name to come up in an email. That's just.
I have never in my life heard of public screeners.
It's to get early tickets for films. Okay, so that, all right. Yeah, he's clarifying a little bit more.
Oh, okay. I see. So, but you mean they use screenings, not screeners.
Okay, I got it. All right, it's to sign up for it. That's kind of like when sometimes we do our giveaways. We'll tell you to click a link or something like that. Sometimes it's general admission. I rarely do general admission though. Most of our stuff like Gladiator. By the way, Gladiator's in theaters this Friday.
Yeah, and you know what pisses me off about that, by the way, is I was looking at the show times at my theater. It's like the Thursday, like it sounds like now this might change. This has changed before, but they only got 2 show times for Thursday, and I'm not gonna be able to make either one of them. Then I was looking at Friday, and it looks like I'm not gonna make either one of those either. So, unless I drive 10 miles down the road, unless I'm able to make that work somehow, I'm not seeing this thing until Saturday. That annoys the hell out of me. So I hope that. Again, I hope the theater that's only a mile away from my house, that I just go over, I just add more show times between now and then, especially because there's one on the AMC app right now that says it's almost full. So clearly it's popular. So add more show times.
Yeah, it's projecting to do very well, which is I'm happy for release.
Yeah, and now they're trying to do this like another Barbenheimer with a Wicked. It's called Glick now.
That's stupid.
Yeah, that's not gonna. That doesn't roll off the tongue the same way.
That kind of phenomenon doesn't work if it's forced.
Yeah, you can't reverse engineer that.
Yeah, no black T-shirts. Sell without the Shazam Lightning, and have the Sci-Fi Center. Well, I have some of those. I don't, like I said, I haven't mass produced shirts like that. I generally don't mass produce shirts for sale yet. Because like I said, it's not cost effective.
William, you could make we can make a killing if we started a line of shirts that just said Tra on it.
I had one up on the site, remember?
But now, okay. Well, then why do you get annoyed every time we say it on here and say it's not a real word?
because it's not a real word.
Well, but now you're merchandising it now, so you're undercutting your own business model. What are you doing?
The Rock didn't screw over Henry Cavill.
Yeah, I'm so sick of this narrative that's he screwed him over by fighting tooth and nail to get him back in the role. Like what the hell kind of sense does that make?
Like I said, that the people, the culprits that were to blame for that were culprit was David Zaslav.
Well, also Walter Hamada.
Well, I think Walter Hamada was really low on the table. I mean, he's why you didn't get it throughout that time period. But as far as like the decision making that killed it was David Zaslav, because once he went with James Gunn, that's who he chose a horse, and that was it.
Well, because again, and he was not telling them, okay, telling DeLuca and Abdi, okay, approve Cavill's comeback, and at the same time telling Gunn, okay, go ahead and write this, clean slate reboot that still.
Well, he already had that though. He was already he had been asked to do that before, while he was still just a non. He had already had that going. The only thing that changed is that he when he was commissioned to do that, he wasn't. He was just a director. So it changed when he became the head of DC. He decided instead of that being something he was going to do, that was going to be what he started his universe with. So, before, because he had rejected the job before that. So, but once again, that goes back to Zaslav, because the only thing that James Gunn could do would to come up with his own thing. Because once again, how are you going to have your ass on the line with some other person's storyline? Why would James Gunn go forward with something that's going to stick with him for the rest of his life, good or bad, and use anyone else's material but his own? The more you think about it, it just doesn't make any sense. As much as I want to see, Zack Snyder stuff concluded, why would I do that?
But that's where you've also said, okay, then they need to sit the two-party sound. Okay,
exactly.
Okay, you guys coordinate the ending of this franchise, and you plan the beginning of this one.
Yeah, but I don't understand why people thought or think it was James Gunn's responsibility to continue the Snyderverse or to even refer to it whatsoever. That just wasn't his mandate. There are other people in the company that should have cleaned that up. I don't hold him responsible for that. And I think that to this day, I think up to the release of his movie, I think he's going to get some unfair strays because of decision making that was beyond him. And like, well, he could have done this, he could have did that. Once again, you wouldn't force a James Gunn scenario on the Zack Snyder. Why would you try to do that to him? That's just not that would. Why hire a creative if you're just going to tell him to come in and finish somebody else's stuff? If he made that decision on his own and laced it to what he was doing, that's one thing. But to come in and say, hey, I'm picking you because of you, and you got all these ideas. Oh, by the way, before you even get to any of these ideas, I want to put this weight around your neck, and you may never get off the ground with it. It's already going to be hard enough because he's James Gunn to begin with. Half the people love him, half the people hate him for whatever reason. So you already have that going against you. Why make it harder? So, yeah, but that was his ass off thing. Yeah, Neil Blomkamp, I could see him doing an Absolute Batman.
Yeah, I could see. He actually, Dev Patel, when he did Monkey Man, he initially asked Neil Blomkamp about, because they worked together on Chappie, and he asked him about, he was his first choice. He asked him, to direct it, and Blomkamp said, yeah, thanks, I think I'll pass on this. But he told him, this is kind of your pet project. You're crafting this, you're writing this, you're playing the lead character in this. So I'd kind of want you should probably go ahead, take a shot at directing it. And so he did, and I think the results are pretty good.
Once James Gunn was brought in, the DCU EU should not have continued in that respect. Once you made a decision to bring James Gunn in, the DCU should have been neatly tied up and put on the shelf. Even if Cavill came back, there should have been a limited set. Okay, we're going to finish your arc. You are going to get the proper send off. All these characters are going to get the proper send off, and we're going to engineer that into the continuity that we need to get this next thing going on. That's what should have happened. But you had too many pea-brain people, a lot of them in the fandom, and a lot of them who are pro reboot, because, like I said, I swear to God, people get caught up in the reboot bullshit just so they can be in conversations that they ordinarily would not be in. It's like, you hear some people talking about some shit you don't know anything about. They're talking about, making talking about plutonium and the properties and all that kind of stuff. And here you are, you're over here lonely. You're too stupid to be in that conversation. So you just basically stand there for a while, and then you walk up and say, okay, I've listened enough. Now I can come and repeat enough of these smart words, and maybe they'll think I belong in the conversation. That's what the reboot conversation was. It's just a bunch of sheep people who tossed that word around, and they got on board with that bullshit, not knowing the consequences of what it would have on a brand, not knowing the understanding the consequences that it would have on continuity. And I always say continuity is cash. And once you break that continuity, you break that cash. So what really should have happened was, like I said, if he's going to come in and do his thing, then everybody who was in place, that's a different meeting. That's a different organ. Now you have two tracks. You have the one that you're going to go on for the foreseeable future, but you also have this one that you had now. What that would have done is that would have made it so that you made something off of the movies that you left for dead, and then a lot of that goes back to mismanagement too, because those movies came out of the bad order. The Flash should have never been, or Aquaman should have never been the last movie. They should have never engineered that movie to fit, bullshit. There should have never been a Batgirl. There should have never been thoughts of Gleek and the monkey and all that other stupid stuff. So, it's just like I said, once you decided it was James Gunn, then Cavill, that didn't mean it was the end for Cavill, but that should have been the beginning of the end for Cavill. There shouldn't have been any abruptness to it. It should have been like, okay, he's going to do his Superman. At the time, we're talking almost 2 years ago, by the way. And this movie is almost, 7 months away? Something like that? 98 months away. So we had enough, to be honest with you, if you had enough time. But what they wanted to come in, and they took that pea-brain mentality, the pea-brain reboot mentality. We just got to blow it all up and all this, all that. People who just come in wanting to blow shit up are usually the dumbest people in your life, because they don't care about the wreckage. And now look what we have. We have the wreckage of a company that's, I'm knock on wood, it's starting to do the right things on all levels, but look how long it's taken us to get here. Because of that stupid ass mentality, let's just blow things up and keep blowing them up and restarting every time we can't use more than 4 brain cells. Let's restart because we think our fans are as dumb as we are. So no, you could have taken some time. I didn't need James Gunn's Superman. James Gunn could have still been involved in crafting DCU. And that's fine, but I didn't need his slate of movies immediately. I would have rather him come on with Abdi Naluka, craft his universe over time, out of the ashes of the one we were about to blow up. There's a lot of ways you can do it now. Do
you think? Go ahead.
Like I said, the reason why they're in the position they are now is because of that haphazard thinking.
Well, do you think also, because I agree with everything, and again, especially it goes back to saying that the whole arc, as it started with Man of Steel, had an ending built into it, which should make something like this that much easier to facilitate. But do you think also maybe the fact that they were in such a rush to get to let's just blow this up and like get Gunn's Superman, his universe started? Do you think maybe some of that might have been influenced by the thinking behind that, particularly in Zaslav's head, might have been influenced by the idea that, he did Guardians, so he can't lose. And
Zaslav's biggest problem is he doesn't have that type of connection to the IP to where he would have that type of thinking. He's not thinking about it like somebody who understood what was the mission was. He's looking at these things, and they are a commodity. He's looking at them as a commodity, but they're a commodity that has to be handled just like any other commodity, and that's specific to what that commodity is. You have to understand that your credibility with these characters and how they are taken care of that's your money. That's your golden goose. You can't just kick your golden goose around and slap it around and ring it around at the neck and then expect it to keep laying golden eggs. Superman, in the form that what he was, that safeguarding and giving Henry Cavill's Superman a proper conclusion is just as much an investment into his Superman as it is into James Gunn's Superman, because you are caretaking the Superman brand. It doesn't matter if Cavill's is drastically different from Corn Sweat's. It's the Superman brand, the continuity of the Superman brand that you are protecting. And I just don't think that there are people or at least that he had people around him that could convey to him that you're not just you're thinking James Gunn. We're thinking Superman. You're thinking Peter Safran. We're thinking DC as a whole. How can we keep this brand strong? How can we pass this on, and how can we give James Gunn's thing the best chance of familiarity and a quick launch? And the perception of it is bad too. Like I said, I don't think James Gunn had anything to do with Lois and Superman and Lois not getting. I think he had anything to do at all. But once again, if that decision did come down, it came down from people who don't understand Superman. Even if you don't like Superman and Lois, that is a show that is on the air and it has a fan base. It's Superman. It is what's on the air right now. How you handle that Superman, it's gonna say a lot about what kind of customers you want for this next Superman. Because you can present one Superman 3 or 4 different kinds. They're going to be appreciative of all of them. But if you're basically saying that we're ending this because we're beginning that, that's not good. You never want to do that, because they're from the outset, whoever was loyal to that IP is now looking at you like, my Superman didn't matter to you. Why should my money matter to you?
And then of course then also, because it's now 2 incarnations of Superman, now you have a compounding effect with that too, because now it's like, okay, now we lost not 1 but 2 Superman that many people really invested in.
I don't regret it. It's a CW, but it's still Superman. It's the first time that they've actually used their money on a top tier superhero. That's a big deal.
And again, guys, it's like the first time you'll ever hear William praise the CW shows is on this moment from the most recent episode.
And that look how long has the CW been around? So,
well, it's been the CW since I think
2005.
Okay. Yeah.
So we're rolling on 18 years of just futility. But hey, that's somebody's Superman. Now that it has a fan base. When I come into the room, I'm telling you something's new is coming. I don't want to. I'm not coming in the room and farting and trying to clear out the room. I want you there with me. And I never get the sense when it comes to Zaslav and some of any of these guys that they always had their eye on the new thing, the shiny new thing that didn't exist. But they lost sight of the fact that I'm here. I'm here. I will come with you if you take me with you. But if you just throw me out of the car or stuff me in the trunk, then I'm not your. I'm here. You never in retail. The worst thing you could ever do is forsake the fan or the money that is with you now. You can't assume that, this new direction is going to reap the whirlwind and you're going to get all these brand new people. The guaranteed thing that you have now, that any retailer who sells anything to anybody, is that customer that is with you now. That is the best guarantee that you have. They are with you. They have bought in. You have their attention. It's what you do with it is what will screw you. So if I have your attention, I know you're in the genre. You got cash in hand. Yeah, we're going to have to make a change. Because we got different creators, we're going in a different direction. But I don't want to leave you here. I want to take you with me. It's going to be different. It might be different than the thing that you're on, that you cherish with. But I need, as somebody who spent all this money and invested all this capital, to get you standing at my counter. And that takes a lot. I don't want to lose you. I want to meet you halfway. Sure. Am I going to give you everything you want? No, nobody's getting that. But I need to move as much in your direction as I am the future. I can't understand why you have a customer in front of you with their wallet, with their purse, and you're taking a flyer off of some maybe shit instead of saying, hey, we're going in a new direction, but I appreciate that you were here. I appreciate that you are still here, and I want you here with me. And that Warner Brothers took it the exact opposite direction. Not only with Ed Sarnoff, but how they practice, and even Zaslav. Zaslav did not operate like somebody who wanted to keep a pre-existing customer. They pretty much dismissed the fact he had his eye on the brand new toy, and you had all the knuckleheads in our community reboot, and too many important people heard that. So now everybody that was with you, everybody that's with you now is a potential customer. You just told them to go fuck off. That's not good. No business can stay open by doing that.
Yeah.
If I changed some shit about my store and I did it at the detriment of the current customers that help build the store, I'm going out of business. And I don't know any business that wouldn't. But then again, like I said, Warner Brothers is straddling now. If they would continue the pure Zazoff way that they were starting with, I think there was no chance that this was going to go well. They've done some things, and I'm hearing some things, I'm seeing some things that make me believe that, okay, they understand that there's money here. Let's try to make that money here. Yeah, great. I wish you well in July of 2025, but we're not in July of 2025. And you got a lot of money you need to make in between now and then. You got a lot of money that you've left on the table in the last 2.5 years since you purchased this company. And if you'd have done things differently, it's your job as the seller to show your skeptics that your way is worth their time. That's literally what if you're marketing anything, movies, toilet paper, it doesn't matter. It is your job to engage the skeptics, especially if they are your customers, and let them know there's a place for you. There's a place for you here. This is your home too. You're here. You got the bat on your chest. You got the bolt. You're wearing the Superman. You got the tattoos. You got all that stuff. This is your place too. We're changing some stuff around, but we're not throwing you out. And that's the attitude that and they're like I said, Warner Brothers Discovery and Warner Brothers in general are horrible communicators. Their best communicator right now is Scott Snyder, and he's not even at the theatrical or motion TV level. They are horrible, and they let dumbass fans fill in the gaps where they should be saying shit. So James Gunn's going to do this. I heard this from somewhere. Well, yeah, because half the shit, most of the stuff we learned is not even true, not even remotely true, but it gains momentum because there's no adult voice in the room. There's just some fuckhead, blogger or some knucklehead with a little bit of credibility that just fills in the gaps with whatever bullshit makes it sexier. They need to be the ones to do this. And I'm not going to lose my voice. I explained it. They can go back to the shows where we've explained exactly what needed to be happening with this type of thing, and it's slowly but surely getting there, but not anywhere near where it needs to be. But I wish them all luck in the world, though.
Yeah, fourth, feel the same. Totally feel the same. Could have said by myself. And Rhea, how's it going?
Hello.
Wouldn't believe those plans. Yeah, Aaron's a much bigger fan of Gotham than William is. I thought the show was okay.
I think Gotham is like literally if Smallville to me is smoldering trash, Gotham is like microwavable trash. For the exact same reasons, but just to a far with Smallville, it was to a much more offensive degree because, like I said, it was just lazy. You were given one premise, and you just said, you know what, fuck it. Is there anybody that Superman ever met in his entire life, all the way up to old man Superman? Let's stick him in Kansas. And then Gotham just didn't care. Gotham didn't even try to keep any type of story. They just said, fuck it. Everybody, Batman, anything, was he on a page in a Batman comic or in a Batman movie at any time during the last 70 to 80 years? Oh, he was? Stick him in Gotham. Stick him in Gotham. And I'm like, I don't expect things to be exactly the same, but they have to make sense. They have to make some type of sense. Smallville made no fucking sense. Gotham made no fucking sense. All right.
Okay.
The fact that, you know what? The fact that it gained a fan base, that just tells you right time, right place. Because if you get people who understood those IPs growing up, there's no way that you're going for that. There's no and look at the math tells you what the regard for the CW was. The math tells you what the WB. Oh, before the CW. So what? A failing network that had to fold into another failing network, and for a while that was your flagship show, or near the top of your flagship show. That's the Superman you were presenting to the public, and you know why you don't have enough credibility to move a Superman and Lois to somewhere where it's a money tier or where it would actually draw money and things like that, even though it's a quality show, because the credibility of shit like Smallville and all that CW stuff. Nobody who's going to spend money to prop up anything is going to do it looking at that. It's going to look at that. If you let's say for argument's sake, Superman and Lois is just awesome. Let's switch over to Brad level. It's the greatest thing, since anything, right? Since cable TV was created. So let's say that. Let's say
way to put my love of the show into major hyperbole. It's like there are other things I like, just to be clear.
It doesn't help that Smallville happened. That show, that high-end show, was on the same network that gave you Smallville. You're going to have a hard time getting people to pony up money and saying, you know what, I'll give you 2 more seasons on my platform, even if it's within the company. Because even if you can make and I don't think you can, even if you were to make the argument that Superman and Lois was HBO Max level, it's not. It's good, but it's not. That's a high level to reach. Not most shows aren't. Even if you're going to make that, your credibility within the company is going to be like, well, it was airing on the CW channel. I mean, you had a better argument for the damn app, the Infinite app, than you did for anything coming from the CW, because at least the app had viewership. So yeah, that hurts you when you finally got around to doing Superman, right or right-ish. I'm sorry, I can still see Smallville in the back mirror. I can still see that body you're trying to hide, that Smallville, with Smoke Darkseid, and any number of characters that had no fucking business being on that show, and weren't even presented very well when they were.
Okay, so, we've had enough of William.
And but like that, when you bring up Gotham, and
I still think my only issue with Gotham, my only real issue with Gotham is just that suit at the end was inexcusable.
The show was horrible. That's your only. Show was absolutely.
I wasn't as enamored as I am with the Superman and Lois with it, but
like I said, those 2 shows are like fraternal twin trash.
By the way, that reminds me. This reminds me rather. Did you see the comment that Gunn made where he's not going to be at CCXP as was speculated? So there's because there's all this rumor and scuttlebutt and theorizing about when he's going to drop his trailer for his Superman movie. So if it's not going to be at CCXP, I'm going to go by the assumption we're not getting it until January.
Well, he doesn't have to be there for you to get anything, though.
Well, that's true. He could, and it could be like a pre-recorded message he gives or something.
Yeah, David Zaslav could kept step on that stage, and he has as much right to present, to present a trailer or.
Well, I mean, but it's kind of like what you say about if Peter Safran presents it, people are going to be like, who the hell is this? So,
yeah, nobody's going to care about him. But David Zaslav, the CEO of the company, I think he would have the credibility because he would be giving a much larger presentation, and that would be the anchor of that. The CEO is always, nobody cares about who Peter Safran is. He's not running shit. He's not, he's not even.
He's the producer. His pedigree of his wonderful pedigree and his portfolio, including Meet the Spartans.
But see, even so, nobody knows who he is. If you're coming out to something like that, if you can't have the direct guy who's directly involved, then you want to have the head cheese of the company. And so if I could easily see David Zaslav coming out and saying, by the way, July, David, it would be cool if James Gunn was there, but if he's in post-production and getting things ready, he doesn't have to be there for them to have a trailer there. I mean, that would be just fine.
And Braden William has said, no, he doesn't like it. It's just that he doesn't like the idea of Kingdom Come being used in a non-Kingdom Come adaptation.
Here's why, Braden.
Or like Kingdom Come Light or Kingdom Come Elements. He said, no, if you're going to do Kingdom Come, do Kingdom Come.
If you are going to, that S means something. That S isn't just an S. That S means something. That S means something. It means Kingdom Come. All right. It was the first time you ever saw this logo like this. It was the most drastic and dramatic change in Superman's logo in 50 years of Superman. You just didn't do what Alex Ross and Mark Waid were doing. The black background meant something. The being Superman was no longer something he felt. The S symbolizes how he felt about being Superman at that time. And in my opinion, it is synonymous and it is wholly connected to this story. Now, if you are going to tell this story, if James Gunn were doing a Kingdom Come, I would sort of be on board with it. But the problem I have with even that is a big element about Kingdom Come is the time that has passed since that Superman that you're going to see in his movie is not this Superman. Time has passed. Things have happened in between there for him to adopt that. When you last saw Superman, you most likely saw the colorful S, the yellow, everything else, the symbol meaning, the bright, colorful future and everything else. And when you see him again initially, when he's forced to come back, because remember, he's retired. When he is forced to come back, he adopts an S that is embellic of the times he is living in. He is not coming back for joy. He's coming back from a sense of dread because of what's happening to the society when it has been left in the hands of the superheroes. All right, this is not a superhero story per se. This is a generational story. So that S means all that to me. And it's not just a symbol that should be adapted. It is something that should be taken care of. Like James Gunn, if you're going to use that S, let's do a proper Kingdom Come. Let's do it 20 years in the future. Let's use the older Superman, the older Batman. Let's bring in the newer superheroes. Let's do it that way. Even if you did a Kingdom Come adaptation, if you weren't going to do it in the future, and if you're just going to do it like the one I was saying with using Cavill and all those guys, I wouldn't even want that S there unless that storyline took place 20 years in the future, because it's the progression of time. Everything that's visual about the Kingdom Come, the gray hair, the temples, all that stuff, that is significant, signifying the time that they're not telling you about. Everything that's happened in between, he's wearing that on his face and on that S. And I think there's the thought process that went into making the characters of Kingdom Come look that way. That's not something that can be or should be adapted to anything but that story. So, but like I said, is it a deal killer for me? No, I just wish he hadn't used that particular S.
I mean, I know what went down was hella wrong on many levels, but I'm grateful for the film, especially community. Oh yeah, totally with you, Ray.
What you talking about?
She's talking about like the Snyder stuff and
Oh.
the Cavill stuff and all that. Yeah, I feel you, Ray. Yeah, and I actually, it's funny you should mention that because I was actually thinking about this a little bit earlier. It's actually, this is something, I don't know why this stood out to me or stuck with me so long, but I remember actually Ray Fisher posting this on social media one time. It was a quote. It wasn't like related to anything specific, or I think it was probably tied to like a lot of behind the scenes stuff. But he tweeted something to the effect of, "It's possible to both be grateful and to want and deserve better."
Yeah.
And I think that's where we as a fandom are, like with what Ray said and what Rhea said. So there you go. I'm still looking for. Yeah, I am too. That's gonna be, especially because it's so clear it's gonna be his version of the raid.
I'm gonna go see it, but like I said, I mean, I'm not. It's not like wow. I will have to see a lot more Zack Snyder movies that aren't superhero and fantasy genre in order to have that kind of appreciation for him. Because, like I said, I have a lot of Michael Mann movies and a lot of Michael Mann TV shows to let me know that it's this guy's signature that draws me to what he is. I mean, how many Zack Snyder movies have there been total? So I think
he's done like 12 so far.
Yeah, that's really not a lot, and like you said, the bulk of them have been the genre of my preference. Even if it's a Twilight of the Gods, even if it's Army, he is basically stayed within the genre that I connect with. So I got to see about this other stuff. But you know what? I'm gonna go see it. All right, we got about 5 minutes left.
Okay, I feel like feelings and like bitterness and content deserve a bit less negative connotation or to evoke something reverent. I think being a lament is one way. So that's a very good way to put it. And anybody new to the show, new to the show, it's like Rhea. It's like just types the most articulate YouTube comments you're ever gonna read. Rhea has got such a great command of the English language. And by the way, Rhea also furnished me with these. So when I first started streaming with William, it's like I was so new to the YouTube game, and and people will tell me it's like, oh, Brad, we like talking to you, but you sound a little bit distant when you're on. And so Rhea sent these my way. She also sent me a microphone over here. I've never used it here on you. I probably should start doing that. But yeah, I got like two.
My current microphone. She sent me the cat. Is that my current?
Yeah, so I got like 2 ways now. I have audio clarity whenever I stream now. So Rhea, always very grateful for the tech help you provided for my role here on the Sci-Fi Center.
Just the overall positive spirit she brings.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Bruce Wayne could have and should have made an appearance on Smallville. No, Aaron, what's going on here?
No, what she's saying is that because what she's saying is that on Smallville, because there were points where they had entertained the idea of Bruce Wayne making some kind of appearance, but of course the Dark Knight trilogy was ongoing at the time. They had the mentality if they're on TV, you can't have them in the movies, vice versa.
And even if they weren't, the horrible idea. Why would we be doing that? Why is Superman meeting anybody in Smallville that he doesn't meet till much later in life? It just doesn't. The chemistry. That's why that show is so tore up. There's a certain chemistry that Superman Anywhere has with these guys, and where they are at in life when he meets certain people. When you try to jam them all in Smallville, you take away that chemistry. You cheapen the show. You cheapen the experience. You cheapen the encounters. That means something. The context that he meets, just like as being Superboy meeting this Legion of Superheroes. That's huge. That's important. That's like the only superheroes that really legitimately should have ever showed up on that show. But all these other ones, you cheapen the encounter when you do it this way. And then you do it over a course of time that's just way too long. No, Bruce Wayne should meet Superman as Batman. That's the nature of their relationship.
Hey, South Cali guy, you had some awesome posts today, by the way. Today being like the whole Justice League celebration on the verse. You've had some awesome. You're all. You
guys are celebrating that version of it.
No, we're celebrating the day that we trended to get the real movie.
So. Oh, okay. Because I remember that being some time back. Because even Film Junkie was waiting.
Yeah. So it's good to see you, man. And he's a great voice of positivity in the community too. So.
I don't have an email from you. No, I don't have your email in there, buddy. You got to play by the rules.
Brad, you've got hundreds, if not thousands of hours, like at least 2 years now. You're a pro. With YouTubing, yeah.
No, he's not.
I ended the show all by myself the other day when William wasn't here. I hit the end stream button and I played the outro, and it didn't have to go on for 10 more minutes and William come back. So I know how to do it now.
I kept looking at the phone. I'm like, fuck. Oh, hey, you did it. Let's see. Gotham was trapped. Yeah. I'm sorry. It is. If you still have time to enter, Spidey, contact at sci-fi-center.com.
Actually, speaking of Batman and Smallville, did you ever hear about this? Because there was a theory for the longest time. There was this character, I think it was in season 5. It was season 3. This character called Adam Knight, played by Ian Somerhalder, and there was a theory in the show's fandom for the longest time that he was going to be revealed to be the show's version of Bruce Wayne. And kind of the reasoning they were basing on was because he had this kind of mysterious background at first. And the idea Adam Knight, his name, people interpreted that as kind of like a combination of Adam West and Dark Knight. And then you added in he was really skilled with computers and martial arts. So people are kind of like, it was a fan theory. It's like, okay, all these things together. It's like he might be, and there are points where if you go watch the episodes he was in, it's like it does seem like they're kind of tilting that way, of course. But it turns out he was actually he was a kid who had died sometime earlier and been revived by some of Lex Luthor's experiments. So he did not turn out to be Smallville's version of Bruce Wayne, but it looked like they were kind of signaling in that direction for a little while.
Stupid. That is the epitome of stupid. That is the epitome of dumb storytelling. I can't even believe that there's people sat around a table and bounced these ideas that would become that show, and they got up from that table in agreement that some of these boneheaded ideas would actually, these are good ideas. So yeah, and then Gotham, like I said, Gotham was, like I said, irredeemable from
listen to this, Aaron. It's like he picks on a show I like and on a show you like. So okay. Still though, it's like I think the better way to handle the Batman suit on there would have been just like him perched, because if he can't give us like a proper
why
suit,
would they? These shows don't even give us a proper Superman. You never got a proper
but
Superman.
Here's what they would do. Again, I talked about this before. just show him perched on top of that building at the end, back to the camera, and he stands up. He's got the cape flowing, and just slow motion from behind in silhouette, pulls the cowl up, bad ears, cut to black. I mean,
by the time you get to that moment in Gotham, if you're still around, I applauded you. If you stuck with that show until that, I applaud you. Have a stronger digestive system than I did. Tom Welling should have been Superman in a movie. Okay, if he's in a movie, I would have taken the movie over Smallville. If you can make Smallville non-existent and put him in a proper movie, maybe. But that couldn't have been a lead up to a credible Superman, because I mean, no, stop. I'm gonna ban those words in here. Hey, dude, Vince, are you in here? Can we ban Smallville and Gotham? I can't ban Gotham because it means this. Damn.
You can't ban Smallville either because it's linked to Superman. So there you go.
Emails. What? How's it? I'm getting emails from people, guys. How's it whack?
That's what else.
Larry got the email. He sent me an email.
Yeah, Spidey says he sent the email too.
All right. I'm going to type it again. And this is my email. How did one guy get it and the other didn't? It's not. He clicked on the same thing you guys did. Here it is right there. I'll keep this. We're going to go for about 2 more minutes. We're going to because I got to go. I got to go get food, and I'm tired. Just like I said, I'm trying to chase that elusive 8 hours of sleep that I ain't getting in. If you like Pennyworth, the show, you got to please be reading Absolute Batman.
I never watched Pennyworth actually.
It's actually a pretty decent show. Like I said, it got more seasons than I ever thought.
God, Alfred is just straight up John Wick and Absolute Batman.
If you like that, if you like anything about that, the way they frame him, you're gonna like that. You're gonna like fun. All right, so let's see. Let me hit refresh. Come on,
by the way,
guys.
also
Larry,
Aaron, also Aaron and Ruth. I'm sure you guys are looking forward to Wicked this weekend because that's the 2 big releases coming up this weekend.
When did that come out?
This weekend, yeah.
It's already out.
It's going to start the early shows now, but
that's right. Because
the official date for both.
We had tickets for that. That shit was 10 o'clock yesterday morning. I'm like, nobody wanted to go. I know people who wanted to go, but they just went 10 o'clock in the morning. What are you guys thinking? But that movie's going to make a shit ton of money, though.
Yeah, it is, and I think Gladiator 2 is going to do very well, also.
Yeah, two different demographics. But
still, you can't just reverse engineer the bar.
No, and I think people look sillier and sillier as they try. That was some shit that just happened. If it's not organic, it's going to be silly.
Yes, Ray. Yes, it's the same. Yes, it looks amazing, and yes, same day as Wicked. So Wicked again. It's like we're not Wicked expert, and like Ruth and Aaron, they are very, very looking forward to it. I'll probably catch up with that over Thanksgiving. It's probably Wicked. Yeah, it's also 22nd here, so it's I think it's pretty much worldwide. 22nd.
I still haven't gotten it, guys. I got some people's that, so I'm putting out the email is working if some people are getting it. I'll give it a couple more because I got to get out of here.
Pennyworth is a prequel to V for Vendetta.
I saw that. All right. Contact at thescificenter.com.
God, I'm still so annoyed though. I really hope they add more. They add like one more show time at my theater on Thursday or Friday because again, it's like I'm in the dojo, and that's because my classes, the ones I don't assist teaching, and mine are like always at the very last ones of the day. So I'm not out of there. I'm out of there either like Thursday night. So I'm out of there at 9, and then Fridays I'm out of there at 8. So that's why going to Thursday night shows is always much more complicated for me today than it would have been 5 years ago. And again, unless if they do have a show like 9 or 9:30, then it's very easy. But they just don't do them at my theater like they used to.
Fun. I got you. So the email is working because I'm getting people that are getting it. So And no, we're not opening up the panel because I'm leaving. Sorry, guys. Where the hell were you guys during Dune Prophecy, by the way?
Yeah, very nice. I don't think I saw Forth or Spidey in there, or Rhea.
I got you. Absolute fun.
All
right,
his
guys.
email looks at his AOL account.
Yeah, there you go. Hilarious. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and pick a winner later on tonight. So the winners will get you'll get an email from me, so you'll know.
Gotcha, man.
So I am out. I am tired. I am going home. I'm going
and
to.
I think unless there's any big news tomorrow, we'll be taking tomorrow off and then streaming again on Tuesday.
Yeah, I said open panel during Dune, and nobody showed. So.
Yeah, we had Clint here and me here. So.
Yeah. So.
But I'm always here. So.
Yeah. Plus, like I said, I don't have the energy for an open panel right now. So.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that is it. We will see you on Tuesday, unless something remarkable. Well, Brad doesn't want to take. I mean, you want to do an open panel without me?
Nah, man, it's like
yeah. I mean, I just can't tell somebody to do some shit they don't want to do. All right, guys, that is it. I will see you on Tuesday. Hopefully, there's no bad reason for me to come on the show on Monday night. No RIPs or anything like that. Actually, no. The next time I see you on Tuesday will be after I get out of Gladiator 2. I'll be doing a.
Oh God, it's like you've seen it at least a minimum 2 days for me, and probably unless my theater fixes the problem, is they had probably 4 days for me.
Yeah, so we'll be doing it straight out of the theater covering of that one, and then I'll probably come from there to here and do a quick show and go home. All right, guys, see you on Tuesday after Gladiator.